People, welcome to Wilco Whites. I'm Sean. Please like and subscribe. I'm 2 off 500 subscribers, so if you just subscribe there, it's free to do. Get me to 500. That would be fantastic. So, just gonna have a bit of a chat today, and you know, I'm gonna look at the training video, touch on a few things. It seems to have gone a bit quiet, hasn't it? I mean, the Longstaff, Sean Longstaff. It looks like Newcastle are wanting more money for him. My opinion is we don't put that money in. They're wanting more nearer 20 million out there. It looks like what, 17 to 19. No chance. I thought 12 million for me was about right. 1 year left on his deal. He wants to leave. It's just the club that want to keep him. And I think they're just testing the waters. They know Leeds have money. Don't seem to be really anybody else in for him. Maybe a couple of million more max. That's it. But he's a player that, for me, is nothing special. And all I keep hearing is Premier League experience. And I've said it myself. It's all he really brings. And he's got great work rate. And that's about it. I'm not saying he wouldn't be a good fit for the squad, but he's not a standout signing, is it? It's just a squad building signing. So I don't think we need to be, held to ransom on this player. There's other players out there. I'd rather us go push the boat out on like a stack. Go pay 20 million for him if that's what it takes. And I think the club probably would. But yeah, if this one dies a death, I'm not bothered. We can move on to other targets. It don't bother me. The goalkeeper situation, for me, now the Savic one, the Milenko Savic, is the one I would like. That's gone a little bit quiet, but there are other clubs involved. So again, with this one, we need to be a little bit patient. We need to probably understand that there'll be other negotiations going on with other clubs, not just ourselves. We just have to make ourselves look the most appealing club. And if it means we have to throw a bit more money at it, I'd get this one done. No doubt he's a great goalkeeper. The Lucas Perry one, again, Lyon have now had their relegation from the League 1 overturned. So that's going to make it a lot more difficult for Leeds to get this one over the line. I'm not saying we couldn't. Obviously, money talks. Again, the Lucas Perry one, the Brazilian goalkeeper, who is a good goalkeeper. He is another one who I would actually throw a little bit of money at. Either one of those, I would take. There is other goalkeepers out there. I've seen, I've got players who I think would fit. Vasil from St. Pauli, Bosnian international goalkeeper. His stats aren't that bad as well. There's other goalkeepers out there, and he's 6'4". There is other goalkeepers out there, and that's just an example. I'm not saying he's a world beater or anything like that, but we just need a good keeper who can do the basics. I've seen like Ramsdale back linked again. I've heard good and I've heard bad reports about Ramsdale, and I think we all know, about the reports on him about his, he can't focus for 90 minutes, which I think is a little bit out there, but yeah, it's just gone a little bit quiet. And I think, like I said, we need to be a little bit patient with this one, especially the goalkeeper. The striker role, that's gone quiet. The Moonies, I think, again, we're just waiting to see what dominoes fall for other teams. Again, there is other strikers out there we could get, and I'm sure there's a list, as long as my arm, of other options. But they need to get it right. I think they need to get the goalkeeper right and the striker right. They really do. All right, moving on to the training. Leeds are back in training. Most of you have probably seen the videos. I'll show you it. And it's funny to see some of the faces back in it. I mean, Jack Harrison back in the building. I don't know how I feel about Jack Harrison. I'll just add it to the stage. I don't know how I feel. Yeah, Ramazani rocking up. Good to see him back. Now, apparently, Willie Nonto and Matteo Joseph won't be back till next week. Same with Aronson. Obviously, he's been away playing for the USA. He's going to be the last one back, so I'll probably see him probably later on in the week. Joe Pirro looking good, and we will get to the bleep test, which is interesting. On the bleep test, now Pascal there as well. Good to see him back. Jaden Bogle. I hope these boys have been looking after themselves because they're going to be in for a grueling season. Really are. Alex Cairns still knocking about. Look. Oh, Happy Clapper, Elan Mellier. Yeah, apparently he was very jovial, laughing, joking. Thing is, I saw that last season with Rasmus Christensen, and he ended up leaving, didn't he? Yeah. Well, we'll move it on to. I want to see the bleep test. I'll tell you what, Bamford looked a bit bulked up, didn't he? Yeah, we'll just skip it on there. Bamford looked bulked up. Is he something to prove? Has he got something to prove? Is he a new player? Now that would be a sight. Joffred. So obviously some of the youngsters in there. Then we got new signing Jacques Bijol, Nemecha. Looking fit, to be honest. Looking fit. I think they've been looking after themselves with the lads. Our captain Ampadu get warmed up there. Yeah, Bamford. Look, his arms have looked built up. He's definitely been on the weights, and he's going to need it. He's going to have to be, physically strong in this division, in this Premier League. We know this, up against some big, strong centre halves, who are technically and physically strong. I'll skip it on. Right, I'm going to skip it on to the bleep test because there was a lot of running in pre-season, boys. A lot of running in pre-season. Oh, God. They're dead. Surprisingly, when you watch it, I can't believe how fit Joe Pirro is. Now, all this talk of, have they done it? Have I skipped too far in front? I skipped too far in front, and there we go. Look, apologies. Yeah, I used to love bleep tests when I was younger. Really did. I used to love the bleep test. And I was quite good at it, actually, because I was very fit when I was younger. Obviously, now I could probably get to like fourth beat. Is that Tanaka? Well, that Tanaka saw. Oh, there we go. But now, yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see the new players. It's good to see even some of the youngsters like Joffrey Greenwood still knocking about. Surely they go out on loan. Surely they go out on loan or a move away from the club. Definitely. I don't know that other young lad. What was that? Cresswell or that crew? Now here we go. Main boys, look. So Sam Byram and Joe Pirro, joint winners of the bleep test. And you wouldn't say it, would you, with Joe Pirro? Even Sam Byram, the aging Sam Byram, showing the young lads how to do it. But I'm really impressed with Joe Pirro. I've said I think he's going to do bits this season. No doubt he's a goal scorer, but is he a Premier League player? That's the question. Tanaka blowing there. Well done, boys. Working hard. Yeah, it's good. Oh, there we go. Charlie Krul. Look. Yeah. Good to see. It's good to see. even more running. This will be the cool down. This will be the cool down. There we go. Who's that? Who's that young lad there? I'm not sure who that is. So yeah, plenty. Oh, we go. Jack Harrison there. So we'll touch on Jack Harrison. Notice they don't really put him in the main shot, do they? So they're going to obviously sort of bring him back slowly. That's if he don't go back out. A transfer would be really nice. Probably be better. It would probably be a loan deal. It won't be better, but it would probably be a loan deal. I'm sure that's young Cresswell training with the first team. Yeah, I don't know about Jack Harrison. We talk about squad players. I don't think he's going to be a starter. He didn't really do a lot at Everton. I just wish things could have turned out a bit better with Jack Harrison. He was obviously done well for us in the past, but then obviously he didn't want to stay around. He went to Everton, and then there was a thing with his mum. It feels like he's having to eat a bit of humble pie coming back to Leeds United, and you know, I would like to see maybe a bit of a video or an interview, just get his views on things. Be honest. A bit of honesty would be really nice. And I think that's all we want as fans. You know, Brendan Aronson came out and did it. You know, I want to prove myself. I want to stay at Leeds. I could have gone, you know, back out on loan elsewhere, but no, I want to stay at Leeds, help us get promoted. And he did that. And that's fair play to Brendan Aronson. As much as we, you know, we have his opinions about him, his attitude was spot on. And I think that's all you need. There we go. Buff Bamford. We'll see. Be interesting to see how well he does, and if he stays fit. He's obviously not moving on. He wants to stay and prove a point. Big Joe Roden there. Nemecha, big guy, innit? Big lad. Yeah. So that's it for the training video. It was good watch. Nice to see the boys back in training. Games are coming thick and fast. Obviously, first friendly Saturday, isn't it? Manchester United away in Sweden, and that'll be the training camp, won't it, coming up as well? Pointless one in Germany where nobody can watch the fans. But yeah, I'm just trying to stay calm. I'm not being too negative. I'm not being too worried. I'm obviously just waiting. I'm sitting and waiting. But obviously, the longer it drags on, it's harder and harder to stay a bit positive. You're seeing other clubs doing business, and big business as well. We sort of need to do that. We've definitely got the money. I think we've not only spent about 30 million so far. It's not a lot. There's other, you know, we've got up to 100 million easy, probably plus to spend if we want to, and I think we will. I think there's a couple of big signings coming in, 20+ million signings, which is going to be needed. We're building the foundations with the players we've brought in so far, but now we're going to need that little bit of stardust. I think I'm still not writing off the squad we've got. I think Ramazan is going to be key. Willie Nonto, you know, we've got Dan James, who we know's improved a lot over the past few seasons. I know it's in the Championship, but can he do it back in the Premier? A lot of people, guys, want something to prove. Bamford will want to prove something. And I know I've got my views on Bamford. He shouldn't really be here still. But I don't care if he does well for us in the Premier League and he helps us stay up. I'm all on board with it. Same with Jack Harrison. As much as I don't want him here, I would prefer him to go. If he helps us stay up, I'm on board with it. And I'm sorry if that upsets some of you. But I'm only bothered about my team doing well and our team doing well. So yeah, nothing to worry about just yet. And we'll try and stay positive and keep the faith. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.